Hi there, guys. So, I am going to go over an article by James Pearce about the whole Mohamed Salah situation. Everyone's having the say on this out there right now. But there seems to be breaking news right now-ish on social media that Salah is not going to Italy, which I'm not surprised at all, to be fair. Um, as I said yesterday, this isn't going to end well. I think we've seen the last of Salah, and I think he'll be sold in January if the club can get what they want for him. So let's wait and see. But anyway, this article is titled by James Pearce. It came out this morning. The inside story of Mohamed Salah incendiary interview and what Liverpool do now. Now, I'm not going to take any sides or anything like that on this. I know that there was someone who commented yesterday, sorry, I don't remember your name, on the video that I did yesterday, mentioning how I'd failed to mention FSG dropping the ball and not getting him signed up to a new contract, and Trent and Virgil. And I admit I didn't mention that, but it's because I've covered it so many times on here that I tend to forget that people, are new to the channel and stuff like that, not being around for a long time. And I do this off, I just do it. I don't plan it or anything like that. So I do forget things as I'm doing it. But I take it on board. Good point. FSG took their eye off the ball and everything regarding that situation when they tried to sell the club back in 2024, 2023, whichever one it was. But then United obviously went up for sale and fucked all that up. But anyway, that's by the by. I just wanted to say that. I did say in the comment back to him that I would mention it. So, it says here that Salah was at Kirby yesterday to train. It says that he was involved in a light session indoors with other members of the squad that didn't play on Saturday. For Liverpool, there was a sense of letting the dust settle following the interview that Salah gave at Ellen Road, but some huge decisions lie ahead. The most intimate one is whether to include him in their travelling party for the game on Tuesday, which I've kind of been told that he's not going. Well, I've not been told, so I've read that online. The squad are going to train now at this current time. They're training right now, and then they will go to the airport to fly to Italy. Slot will then have his pre-match press conference at the San Siro at 6:45 tonight, which we'll cover during the live tonight. And Alisson apparently is going to be the player that sits alongside him. Salah spent a good part of Sunday in deep conversations with his representative Rami Abbas after he responded to being left out of the team for 3 successive games by accusing Liverpool of throwing him under the bus and making him a scapegoat for their struggles this season. He revealed that his relationship with Slot has broken down and claimed that someone doesn't want him at the club as he left the door open to move in January. James Pearce goes on to say that The Athletic have spoken to a number of sources with knowledge of the situation who asked to remain anonymous to protect relationships, and we can reveal it wasn't a complete surprise to senior figures at Liverpool that Salah spoke out, but his attack on the club and Slot went further than anybody would have anticipated. Some of his teammates were braced for it, having noticed a change in Salah's mood on Friday after he was informed by Slot that he would be on the bench. FSG retains complete faith in Slot despite this latest controversy and poor results. Liverpool regarded his recent spell out of the team as a temporary measure rather than the end of him as a regular starter. There is strong interest in him from Saudi and MLS. If Salah does seek a move after going to the AFCON, they will let him go next month. This is the story of how remarkable 48 hours at Liverpool unfolded, blah, 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 blah. Right. The overriding feeling at Liverpool 2 days after one of the most explosive interviews by a high-profile player in Premier League history is one of shock. Rewind to April, Salah was celebrating winning the Premier League, praising Slot for helping him hit such heights. 2 months earlier, his agent said that Slot was excellent at his job. There's also a quote here from Salah saying, "I told him, as long as you rest me defensively, I will provide offensively." He listened a lot and you can see the numbers. Salah not only won the Golden Boot, but also walked away with the Playmaker Award. He broke record for the most goal involvements over a 38-game season and was crowned the Football Writers Football of the Year and the PFA Player of the Year. Like everyone connected with Liverpool, Salah has found life considerably tough this season after Jota's tragic death, and a summer of sweeping changes in the squad after 450 million was spent. In September, a post from a fan account boasting about the upgrades going from Diaz and Nunes to Wirtz and Isak, Salah said, "How about we celebrate the great signings without disrespecting the Premier League champions?" Salah felt that the team last season was built around getting the best out of him. He loved playing alongside Diaz, Nunes and Trent. All of them have left. Liverpool have tried to play a different way since the arrival of Wirtz, Isak and Ekitike. He has found it much harder to get into the areas he can score, registering only 4 in the Premier League. Trying to find out some more stuff while we just skip down. Let's talk about the Leeds game. Senior figures knew that with every game Salah was out of the team, the chances of him speaking out increased. His ego and his mindset are part of what makes him an elite force, and he was never going to keep quiet about what he perceived as an injustice. The view within Liverpool is that it was simple a selection decision from Slot based on what was best for the team, and that nobody behind the scenes was trying to force Salah out. They regarded his absence from the team as a short-term fix, not a sign that he had been relegated to a backup role. Slot has sought to make Liverpool more compact and less easy to play through, and decided by shifting Szoboszlai into Salah's position, giving the Hungarians greater work off the ball. There is a belief internally that 1 win and 2 draws from the past 3 games, that change has been effective, with Liverpool conceding fewer opportunities. That's funny. The Dutchman has also come up with a plan for how Liverpool would operate when Salah is away. If Salah was trying to crank up the pressure on Slot and make his position untenable, which is the view of several people spoken to by The Athletic, with one calling it a calculated assault on Slot, he's set to be disappointed. The Dutchman retains the support of FSG, and sacking a manager on the back of a player challenging a selection decision is unthinkable, no matter how iconic the player is. There's plenty of sympathy for Slot, given he has been at pains to protect Salah when quizzed about his absence. Goes on there about a few quotes that he's mentioned about Salah. Salah commands respect and admiration in the dressing room, but has few close friends within it. Teammates sensed an immediate change in his mood when he found out on Friday. Given his history, they knew he was going to speak publicly, and there was no sense of shock when reading his comments. I wonder if that kind of ties into Virgil then. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's a video, very, very short, couple of seconds, where someone's recording something and you hear Virgil in the background go, "Let him go talk then," or "Let him go say something." Now, people have been taking that as in a way of, let him go say it, let him get it off his chest. But now, after reading this, was Virgil just like, fuck it, go say what you want, we knew it was going to happen type thing? Is it that way around? Interesting. Asked what kind of impact his outburst will have on the squad, an agent of one of the senior Liverpool players said, "Honestly, not much. After everything he's done for the club, I don't think anyone can say anything to Mo." What else we got here? This is all about him signing his contract, having his best years at Liverpool, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to cover that bit. That's him signing his new contract. Okay. The path to an agreement between Liverpool's sporting director Richard Hughes and Salah's representative was far from straightforward. Abbas prefers to do business face-to-face rather than on the phone. The note on his WhatsApp profile warns that voice notes are ignored. "If you're late, I will leave." There were times when Abbas was concerned that the club would not be prepared to pay Salah, one of the highest paid players, at around 400k a week, plus bonus-related performances. There's also been friction between the parties due to the previous contract renewals in 2022, when Salah doubted how badly they wanted to keep him before Mike Gordon stepped in to help broker a deal. Throughout the season, Slot made it clear behind the scenes how much he wanted to retain Salah's services. Most felt the same, with a banner appearing on the Kop featuring "FSG, he fires a ball, now give him his dough." We covered that on the channel. For FSG CEO and Hughes, Edwards and Hughes, it needed to make financial sense. Ultimately, they decided that his astonishing numbers merited such an outlay. With the saga dragging on until April, they effectively had almost another full season of data to call upon, which gave them a peace of mind. Blah, blah, blah. At the time, it looked like a no-brainer. The protracted nature of the contract talks did result in some public spats, notably from Jamie Carragher, who branded Salah selfish and when he told reporters he was more out than in. Salah later accused Carragher of being obsessed with him on social media. On Saturday night, Salah did name check Jamie Carragher, saying tomorrow Carragher is going to criticise me, but that's fine. In the end, Carragher kept his counsel during the Premier League coverage on Sunday. That is set to change when he appears on Monday night. This is going to be interesting to see what he says, isn't it? Carragher is aware of his public criticism occasionally don't go down well with Liverpool dressing room. Indeed, Andy Robertson playfully suggested in an interview where Carragher is a pundit on CBS that he got a bit of stick amongst the squad for calling Salah selfish. Carragher, for his part, takes the view that he is simply calling things as he sees them. Moving on to the last paragraph, I think this is it? Yeah, I think it is, yeah. So what happens now? Much depends on whether Edwards and Hughes can broker some kind of a peace deal or whether the point of no return has already been reached. If Salah is intent on leaving, then it's a simple case of getting the best deal possible in January and reinvesting the proceeds on a replacement such as Semenyo. That's the second time he's been mentioned now in 2 days. Interesting. In the summer of 2023, Liverpool rejected a £150 million bid from Saudi Pro League. The interest from the Middle East has only grown since then, and the view from various Saudi football sources spoken to by the Athletic is that Al Hilal have the resources to get Salah. Moving to Saudi would have significant financial benefits for Salah, but it would also represent a significant step down from the Champions League and the Premier League. Salah has also previously been reluctant to turn his back on the Prem. He's happy and settled in Cheshire with his wife and kids. If he looks to move to America, there are few teams that could make sense. The 25 expansion side of San Diego FC, owned by Egyptian-British billionaire Mohamed Mansour, could try to entice his countrymen to the team that finished first in the Western Conference. San Diego has academy, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to know about that. While many may connect Salah to Inter Miami, which has a designated player spot, a source with direct knowledge of the MLS Champions plan says that they have already targeted a place to fill the spot by Jordi Alba. Talking about other teams here regarding where he could go. In the short term, AFCON beckons for Salah, with his absence from Merseyside potentially until late January if Egypt reach the final. We'll give all parties a chance to take stock. Whether there will be enough time for the wounds caused by Saturday's events in West Yorkshire to heal is another matter. So there you have it, guys. I kind of think that Salah's played his last game for Liverpool, and I guess we'll have to just wait and see what happens regarding the whole situation. Let me know down below what you think in the comments of this article, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys.